And let me just say about Joe Biden, I have. Hello to all my divine nine brothers and sisters, and my soror. And to all my HBCU brothers and sisters.
It's crazy to me my people are fight to keep nothing. They complain about not having shit, and you will never have shit. A black man said that. I got to fight you to do right by you. You know how exhausting that is? You know how hard it is to explain common sense to a robot? He looked like a human, she looked like a human, but this a robot. All these robots in my mother comments, they never argue what the I say. They never argue with anything that I say. Just name call and I don't care, I'm black. And I hope to God at the end of the day, all you got is black. I pray to God Kamala Harris win, so all you got is black, like you been having. The same shit you been having. Don't forget, Trump has only been in office for 4 years. And you about to blame the whole mother world on him. But not the people in office. Not the people currently in office. You black. I hope you wake up black. And that's all the you have for the rest of your life. It's
You don't want to calm down, bro? A little bit unhinged here. Don't start throwing things. Please don't. Whoa.
black. It's crazy. I gotta fight against you to do right by you. I gotta fight you to do right by you. That's exhausting.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I gotta tell you guys, I have some devastating news for Kamala and her campaign. As Kamala Harris is whipping out her new black accent, okay, or whatever accent she's using. As you guys saw at the beginning of this video, Kamala was at a Black Caucus event and she decided to talk to all her brothers and sisters, right, in the stereotypical accent that she likes to use when she's talking to black people, okay? But I think that the jig is up for Kamala Harris, okay? Because hopefully the American people aren't so stupid that they can't see through the fakeness and the phoniness of Kamala Harris and her campaign, okay? She's basically a fake Democrat nominee. Nobody voted for her. She uses a fake accent. She has fake rallies, right? Fake supporters, fake interviews. Everything is fake. Everything is fake about this woman, okay? Including her identity. And I think that we're really starting to see that the American people are just not liking Kamala Harris, right? Like they're not falling for the psyop from the mainstream liberal media that is trying to trick people into believing that Kamala Harris is actually a good candidate to be president of the United States, okay? Because Kamala Harris still is not getting the boost that she desperately needs going into October in order to catch up with the same numbers that Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden were polling at when they were running for president, okay? And we have to talk about a bombshell poll, and I mean absolute bombshell. You will not see the mainstream liberal media cover this poll, right? And one of the reasons why you're not going to see the mainstream liberal media cover this poll is because this was one of the most accurate polls, the most accurate poll of 2020, and one of the most accurate polls of 2022, in the sense that this poll basically was dead on about Joe Biden in 2020, and it was dead on about the GOP barely winning in 2022. And now fast forward to 2024, in September, post-debate, you have this new poll by Atlas Intel that is showing Trump up about 3 points over Kamala Harris, winning the popular vote. Okay, with 51%, the Harris is 48%. Now, I cannot overstate how much of a disaster this is for Kamala Harris. Okay, this is post-debate from one of the most accurate, if not the most accurate pollster in the country. Okay? They're saying that Kamala Harris is behind in the popular vote. Now, we know that Trump doesn't have to win a popular vote, okay, because of the way that the Electoral College shapes out. In fact, this poll would have Trump winning with a 99% chance, right, of winning the Electoral College. But we know he doesn't even have to win a popular vote. So the way you got to look at it is that as long as Trump at the national level, from the popular vote perspective, as long as he's within 1 or 2 points of Kamala Harris, then he has a decent shot of winning. If he's tied with Kamala, or if he's outright beating Kamala, it's over, right? I mean, there's like no chance that Kamala can win under that scenario. So the fact is that the polls are super tight right now, much tighter than they were in 2016 and 2020. And we know that Trump overperforms when it comes to actual voting. Okay, he tends to overperform the polls. Yeah, Kamala's in trouble, right? She's in big trouble, right? To be honest with you, Kamala should not be losing in any polls right now, right? If she was doing well, but the fact that she's losing in some of these mainstream liberal media polls, right? Or she's not performing as well as Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton is a very troubling sign for Kamala, okay? What I also found to be very fascinating about this same poll is the impact of the debate on the race, okay? In the sense that all the voters thought that Kamala Harris did slightly better than Trump in this debate. However, that doesn't seem to have affected who they vote for, right? Which is something that I hypothesized about after the debate, in the sense that I told people, I said, listen, the winner of the debate is not going to be determined by the mainstream liberal media. It's not going to be determined by me or anybody else that has already decided who they're going to vote for. The winner of the debate is determined by undecided voters, okay? And how the polls swing after the debate. And I said, listen, if the polls stay the same, where Kamala Harris has a slight lead, and in some polls, Trump is beating Kamala, right? If the race effectively stays tied, then Trump's the winner, right? Trump is the winner, okay? Now, if Kamala Harris starts to pull ahead and gets back.
Now, to me, the polls are very interesting. Whether Trump is up, or Kamala is up, or Kamala is up, or whatever. But I guess it's the only thing that we have to go off of prior to the election, and we're gonna look at the polls with is a snapshot of history, you know, of who will win. But I'm trying to figure out why would anybody vote for Kamala Harris. I can't put together any scenario in my head to make it make sense to vote for Kamala Harris. Now, she is radically progressive. Radically. She's spilling over into communism with her policies. Now, I know during this campaign in particular, she's coming more back toward the center, more toward being moderate. But something tells me, and Bernie Sanders has as much as said it, she has even said it. She said her values have not changed. Which what that says to me, coupled with what Bernie Sanders has said, yeah, she gonna say she gonna do this, she gonna do that, but she ain't gonna do none of that shit. She's going to go far left, like pretty much like she has always been since people like myself has known her name. And so it gets back to my point to where I can't see a scenario to where it would make sense to vote for this lady. It just doesn't make sense. She's, for one, she's stealing Donald Trump's policies. And again, she's not going to do anything. She's going to continue these wars. She's going to continue to send all of this money over to Ukraine and Israel. She's going to continue to fund those things. If the border is not wide open, blown right now, but I think Joe Biden did some type of dumb executive order that really doesn't help. But she's probably going to open it up more and more. And that hurts the majority of people. The majority of people in this country are just that what it is. It's just the majority. You're not elite. You're not in the top 1, 5, 10, 20%. Most of us aren't. So it's going to hurt you. So if you vote for her on something other than policy, I can't wrap my mind around that. My best friend, who I've grown up with, I've known since 5th grade. He says he's voting for her, and I was like, why? He was like, don't you think it's time to see a woman in charge? No, I don't think it's time to see a woman in charge. And you think it might sound misogynistic, but you tell me I'm lying. And she has even shown this during this campaign season, to where she gets emotional. She gets frustrated very easily. And when you got your hand on the button, I mean, what does that say? What will you do? And that's just the way women are. She's a woman. She's no different than any other woman. And then you juxtapose her to Donald Trump, who is a very successful businessman, which means you have to think logically. You have to remove your feelings from the dollar amounts, which has made him a successful businessman. And his the 4 years he was in office, it was a number of great things that he's done prior to the pandemic. And in my opinion, nobody could have navigated that any better than he did.
To those Biden 2020 numbers or Clinton's 2016 numbers, then she won a debate. As of right now, it's looking like Trump won a debate, right? Again, as you can see, voters gave Kamala Harris a slight edge in the debate, but yet they decided that, hey, well, we're still going to vote for Trump, right? We're still going to vote for Trump, which, you know, this explains why Kamala Harris wanted a second debate immediately after the first debate, because they know that they did not get that moment, okay? Kamala Harris did not turn into performance to gain that support that she really needed in order to pull away in this election, okay? So basically Kamala Harris failed, right? She failed during the debate, okay? And now it is looking like Trump made a very smart move by coming out and already saying there will be no more debates, right? Because if this trend continues, right, if the race remains tied or Trump starts to pull ahead, okay, especially in these battleground states, then yeah, there's no reason for Trump to debate anymore, because he's in a good place to basically win the election, okay? And at that point, him debating would give Kamala Harris another shot at trying to knock him out of the race, okay? Trying to get that moment that she's looking for to help her win the election. And Trump at this point has basically said, no, I'm not going to give you that. And it seems like a good choice as of right now. Now, who knows? Things could change, okay? However, we do have some more polling from Trafalgar here, post-debate.
So that's going to be the end of this video. But the bottom line is, like, I mean, do some research. Like, so many of these people are saying it really don't take that long. It just takes 5 minutes. Just Google whatever it is that you're interested in, and then I would recommend going to watch some YouTube videos and see how much the Democratic Party is lying, because they just talking lies and they just live in lies, and that is what they do. They fearmonger. The only thing they want to do with the Democratic Party is anytime they mention democracy, you should be alarmed, because democracy to them means that you don't agree with them. Them is the Democrats, and that means you're wrong. So anytime they mention democracy, go the other way.